Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Noel Bele from the Department of Anesthesiology. This lecture will be about troubleshooting mechanical ventilators to avoid reintubations. Reintubating patients is not without risk, particularly when you think about the risk of the difficult airway, the risk of disease exposure, and the additional cost, so it's important that we figure out what's wrong with the ventilator or the patient to avoid unnecessary reintubations. When contemplating to reintubate a patient, the first step is to call the respiratory therapist to the bedside. Remember that the RT is the keeper of the vent, so if you want to make any changes in the settings to see what happens, call the RT first. You may know what you're doing, but you may not know how to reset the alarms, and because the RT is the keeper of the vent, if you make changes without notifying them, it makes their job harder. A common alarm is a high airway pressure. When called for it, request the RT to measure the plateau pressure, which is the pressure in the alveoli at the end of inspiration. Plateau pressure should be kept below 30 cm water to decrease the risk of lung injury. Another pressure to take note of is the peak airway pressure, which is the airway pressure at the end of each lung inflation, and pressures above 30 cm water may be considered high. If the peak airway pressure is high, and the gradient between the peak pressure and plateau pressure is more than 10 cm water, the problem is high airway resistance. The common causes would be kinks in the circuit system, a mucus plug, bronchospasm, or filter issues. The solution to the high airway resistance is to relieve the obstruction by correcting the circuit kink or passing a suction catheter, giving bronchodilators, changing the filter, or evacuating the water trap. If the peak airway pressure is high, and the gradient between the peak pressure and plateau pressure is 10 cm water or lower, the problem is decreased lung compliance. This may be due to main stem intubation, atelectasis, pulmonary edema, worsening ARDS, pneumothorax, pleural effusion, or the presence of intrinsic PEEP. The solution to a decreased lung compliance is not to reintubate, but to improve lung compliance by treating the cause or improving the lung condition. The low tidal volume alarms when there's a high airway pressure, a leak or disconnection in the system, increased airway resistance, reduced lung compliance, when there's intrinsic PEEP, or when the patient is hypoventilating. The mechanical ventilator has a safety mechanism wherein it will deliver a low tidal volume when the high airway pressure alarms to prevent excessive airway pressures. If the low tidal volume alarms because of decreased respiratory effort, you need to increase the pressure support or shift to a controlled mode. Discrepancies in observed tidal volume and set tidal volume are due to a leak in the system. A low airway pressure alarming indicates a leak in the system or the patient's flow requirement exceed the inspiratory flow provided. If the inspiratory flow provided is inadequate for the patient, you need to increase the inspiratory flow rate. If there's low oxygen saturation, exclude mechanical problems or tube displacement, and note for chest expansion or ventilator asynchrony. It may be from a worsening condition or pulmonary embolism, pneumothorax, or atelectasis. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to approach anyone from the St. Luke's Medical Center, Quezon City, Department of Anesthesiology.